Conformity is cancer. Conformity is washing you and slowly grinding you to dust and grinding away your humanity, your individualism, individuality, what it means to be human. Conformity is cancer. Compliance with standards and rules or laws, with behaviors in accordance with socially accepted conventions or standards. Conformity is cancer. Now, if we look long enough to the origins of the word conformity, conformity is also the compliance with the practices of the Church of England. The Church of England. It's funny how the church always has to have their fingers and fucking penises and everything, right? I mean, it's quite amazing how the evolution of language evolves, words evolve. If you're living in the 21st fucking century, there's dozens and dozens of words being invented every day when certain groups of people are losing an argument. But that's something for another day. But just know and realize that conformity is cancer. Conformity is surrendering yourself and your human rights as an American citizen. And conformity is only robbing you more and more and more and more and more of your personal beliefs, your freedoms. Big tech and the lamestream media are trying to control everything you can and cannot say on the internet. And it's sad, quite depressing actually, that no matter how hard they try, they'll never build an AI, an artificially intelligent. They'll never build an AI that can detect the difference. They'll never build an AI that can detect the difference between sincerity and sarcasm. And I can be friends with somebody on the internet or these social media websites, whether it's Fagbook or the Twitterverse or wherever. I can literally be friends with somebody for over a decade, and we can be having a back and forth conversation and like lulz trolling each other for the lulz, and we'll both get kicked off a platform because we'll both be kicked off a platform for hate speech, for medical misinformation. And it's like, no, we're not wishing ill on one another. We're not arguing on the internet. We're just two friends having fun and laughing at the expense of people that are easily offended in the modern world. That's all it really is. But an AI doesn't recognize that. An AI can't pick up on that. And then we're both canceled or put in timeout. And it's just bullshit. I'll just end it with this. People have forgotten how to give others the benefit of the doubt. And that's what depresses me about the modern world, is that people don't give people the benefit of the doubt anymore. And it's like, oh my god, I read an article about said person, it must be true. I read an article that he's a serial rapist, it must be true. And he tied her to a chair and he pointed a gun at her head. It's true. It's like, because thy holy almighty article said so. It's automatically true. It's automatically true. We can't sit down and fucking wait for the cream to rise to the top. It's automatically true. I read it in an article. It must be true. It's just so fucking stupid. But I'll admit, I've been guilty of it myself in the past, you know? I'll see a 20-second video of a cop beating up a black guy, and I'm left feeling angry. I feel mad. I'm thinking to myself, wow, that cop deserves to be put in prison. That cop deserves to be stripped of his license to be a cop. That cop deserves to be put in jail for the rest of his life. But that's based on a 20-second video. 20 seconds of information. And again, I've been guilty of this myself in the past. And then 48 hours pass by and someone uploads the full 10-minute version of the video. And you see that there's a black man wielding a gun in a neighborhood with families and kids out in the fucking garage, you know. It's like, the cop's left with no other alternative than to beat the living fuck out of him. Because he's wielding a gun in a neighborhood where there's families and kids running about and just living. If the cop shoots him, he's an asshole. If the cop does nothing, he's an asshole. So he tackles him to the ground and starts beating the living fuck out of him, and he's still an asshole. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. And we're living in an era, especially in this day and age, where you ask people to sit down through a 90-second video, and that's too fucking long. People just want 20-second videos of things, and then on to the next one. 20-second video, on to the next one. 20-second video, on to the next one. And all these things are that's the whole story, right? There's a fucking jackass cutting metal next door, or God knows what the fuck he's doing, and it's pissing me off, and it's fucking up my train of thought. He's like welding or chopping his house down with a chainsaw. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's just another day in Texas. But anyway, so yeah, I've been guilty of it myself. You see a 20-second video and you're outraged, and you're like, oh my god, that's not right. That cop deserves to be fucking put in prison the rest of his life. And then 48 hours pass by and you see the full story. And you see that this maniac was wielding a gun in a neighborhood, so he got what was coming to him. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.